Hello and welcome back to The Broken Doll. And today, or tonight I should say, here I am with this wonderful little doll that I got from the Salvation Army auction. If I can get my this out far enough so you can see her. I just finished her now and I want you to see her. I think she turned out really quite nice. A cute little doll. Now I want to show you. Now I went through all my wigs. Quite the feat. And so what did I find her? I found her a nice little wig. Of course, you can see a nice brunette little wig. But it was shaped like this. It had all the little ringlets going around it. And I went, she's not from that time period with these little ringlets like this. So I'm thinking, what can I do? There was no other wig that really looked the best on her. This was the best. And I love the coloring on her because I have a lot of blonde hair dolls and brunettes. I don't have too many of. And this is it was a nice color on her skin and everything. So what I did was I cut it. I cut the back of her hair and I cut the ringlets and made them kind of, when they sprung up and kind of made a nice little bob type thing with some curly hair around her. She kind of has the look of a Tony doll or a Miss Revlon doll from she is a 1950 doll, so she's standing on her own as well. She poses very nice. Got her in this nice little jumper dress here, and with little shoes and socks and everything. Looks like little bobby socks, because she is, like I say, she's a 1950 doll. And some little bows in her hair, and she just popped. She just became this magical little beautiful little doll. And I'm just like, wow, who are you? You know, she's an Imperial doll made by the Imperial Doll Company. I do not know if it's the Canadian or the American, which I really don't care, because I just love her beauty, all the same. If she's an American doll, they made a wonderful doll. If she's Canadian, they made a wonderful doll. I don't know and don't care, but I'll tell you one thing I do care about is how pretty she is. Oh, she's a little doll. But she turned out nice. Seeing her without her wig, she was not a very nice looking little doll. She takes a size 9, 10, more 10. I think this is a size 10. I'll show you the back of her hair. I had to cut the bangs as well because there's these great big bangs that were swept to the side. They were too much for her, so I gave her some bangs instead. And then I come around and I cut all this. This was all big ringlets going around, these sausage ringlets. And so I went, nope, nope, no, we're going just to cut your hair. And that's what I did. I cut her hair, and this is what it became. And I thought, wow, you turned out great. You know, I'm not a hairstylist at all. The hair really did it. I just cut and hoped for my best, that it was going to turn out pretty good, and which I think it did. I had to keep snipping the bangs because they were long. They were down here to her nose. And when you straightened them out and everything. Now swept to the side, if you were to use the wig in its original state, it would have looked wonderful on a nice older doll. But I bought these wigs to manipulate, to use to my power and to my doll's beauty. And that she just popped. She just started to pop. And I could see it in her, and I just went, okay, the right little dress, where is it? And so I tried on several dresses on her. Just they weren't speaking to me, and it's surprising how big of a size she took. I was surprised, and because I was trying on small, I was really into this even much smaller, and they were not making it around her back. So I just kept looking. I have a ton of dresses, little dresses and everything. I'm so glad that I bought some of these dresses up and were given some. I don't know if this was given or if it was bought, but she looks just wonderful in it. I think it's a pretty little dress on her. It really shows off her 1950 look, and oh, she's cute. She's just, I just love her. Now I would never get rid of her. But one thing I am going to do, I'm going to take her down to the Salvation Army and show her off to them what I did to her and how beautiful she turned out. I think they're not going to know who she was, because being in that little that dress, that drabby nurse dress, or whatever it was that she was in, it was just bringing her downward. Now she looks wonderful, and her neck doesn't seem to be sinking down. I think it was the collar on the dress that was making her neck look like she was, you know, her neck was falling down on the neck, but it isn't. It's doing quite fine. So I never did a thing to the neck. You can see her neck and how well it looks and everything. So, but I hope you like what you see here. This was wonderful to work on tonight. I had fun with her. When you can't get to your dolls, you know, as they're drying in paint and everything, hey, this is the next best thing to do, is to get into a doll that needs some help here, you know. And this was an easy fix too. It was just took a little bit of you know, diving into something I've never done before by cutting a wig and everything. But hey, it worked, and the curls just bounced on her, and I thought it was working. So I hope you like what you see here, and yeah, it's just wonderful how she looks. Wow, I'm happy with her. Now I'm going to put her on a stand, and I'm going to go put her in the house because I think she needs to be seen. I want to look at her over and over again. I don't want her out here. I want her in my house where I can see her. You know, and I get eye candy. That's why doll candy. That's what I call it. This is doll candy. And yeah, I hope you enjoy this and you like what you see here. Never ever think a doll can't be fixed. Or, you know, I know there is a limit somewhere out there where you just got to say, I'm sorry. Well, I've got one here that is at that limit.